It's 2022, it's February, and you know what that means, right? Well, actually you probably don't, because we've never actually done anything particularly special for February. But the good news is, I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. It means that it's time for yet another update on, frankly, how sucky the enthusiast DIY PC and gaming tech market is. When it's likely to get better, if at all, and that all-important question that everyone is still asking, which is, of course, when will you finally be able to buy a GPU? And more importantly, for a reasonable price. Let's do this. I wish these files would transfer faster. Come on! Whoa, is that the FireCuda 510 NVMe drive with its blistering fast speeds of 3450 megabytes a second read, 3200 megabytes a second write, and capacities of up to 2 terabyte? I can have these files transferred in no time. And if I'm looking for the ultimate performance, I could even get the 4th generation FireCuda 520. I better check the link in the description to find out more details. So we published a video at the tail end of last month about buying a GPU in 2022. Is it better or is it worse? And it could have been argued from both sides. Firstly, being that it's still, frankly, a complete dumpster fire, but secondly, maybe the flames aren't as tall as what they once were. What I'm getting at is that it has actually been worse, and if anything, in certain parts of the market, that's definitely the case, as things are, you know, better. I mean, they aren't amazing still, so let me get that out there first and foremost, but at least in terms of GPUs, we've seen some things happening. They're not necessarily good things, but they aren't exactly bad either. So sticking with GPUs and kind of breaking it down a little bit, you can buy one right now for basically MSRP pricing if you're in the UK. A quick look at Overclockers UK reveals a shiny 6500 XT Pulse from Sapphire for £199, and with 10 or more in stock. Yes, we all know that the 6500 XT does have its shortcomings due to the 4GB of GDDR6 VRAM, especially considering AMD claimed a few years back that 4GB isn't enough for gaming anymore, after then retracting a blog post. Wait, who am I kidding? They didn't retract it, they full on took it down. But, and I'm a silver linings kind of guy, at 1080p in some titles and some more titles with FSR or Fidelity FX Super Resolution enabled, decent frame rates on the 6500 XT are actually achievable. What I'm trying to get at is that for an 8-year-old kid who just wants to play Roblox, Fortnite, and Minecraft with no special lighting or shader add-ons, of course, the 6500 XT is kind of perfect. Pair that with a low-end i3 processor, 16GB of RAM, and a modest-sized M.2 drive, you can actually build a system that's more than capable of running these titles for under £500 or $600, which is cheaper than technically what the current gen consoles are being scalped for on eBay. Also, side note, can we agree to call them current gen consoles now? Too often lately have I seen them still being referred to as next gen consoles. The PS5 and Xbox consoles were launched in November of 2020. There's nothing next gen about them anymore. Other models of the 6500 XT are also available too. Finding the MSI Mech 2X OC for the same price over at AWDIT, and if space is at a premium, for a small amount more, PowerColor's ITX card is available for £208.99 at scan, but is also still the same £199 price tag as the Pulse at Overclockers UK. I mean, they aren't bad prices. They're still around £20 more than what they should be, but it's probably the closest it's been to MSRP since its launch, where we saw a small spattering of cards being released for the prices they actually should be. On the other side of the pond, it seems the disparity is a bit larger, with cards like the Mech 2X OC coming in at $299 at the likes of Best Buy, though Newegg do come in slightly cheaper, around the $270 mark. But with the, well, show between them and media outlets going on right now, I'd err on the side of caution for that. Now I get it, not everyone wants a 6500 XT. Frankly, at the time of launch and the amount of reviews that came out bashing the cards, ourselves included, it seemed like no one wanted it. And that's likely why we're now seeing them in stock at semi-reasonable price points. But Nvidia also released their low-end offering, the RTX 3050, which, while its ray tracing performance wasn't exactly mind-blowing, it launched with double the amount of VRAM compared to the 6500 XT and seemed to be a better proposition. though from a first glance didn't really offer much, if not any upgrade path for GTX 16 series owners. Again, taking a look around, we're seeing prices around £360 in the UK for an MSI Aero ITX version, and again a similar story in the US, with Best Buy's cheapest card being the EVGA XC Gaming that we actually looked at when it launched for $339. Bearing in mind, that is actually an MSRP card. Clearly not. Again, on the side of caution while opening up Newegg and then instantly shutting it down when you realise the cheapest card is coming in at $482, though a bundle is available with a 500GB Spatium PCIe Gen 4 drive from MSI for $474 to kind of soften the blow a little bit. Now, the one option that consumers had, but didn't want to utilise because it also still sucks, is buying secondhand on the likes of eBay and Facebook Marketplace. In the last couple of weeks, things have started to kind of semi-normalise a little here, with prices dropping, likely due to the sorry state of affairs that we've seen with cryptocurrencies and, more importantly, Bitcoin and Ethereum, though it has in the last couple of days started to sort of rise up again. Now, this happening has likely seen miners of all sizes and scales panic sell their kit on the used market, so deals can actually be had, though I wouldn't expect this to remain at the levels they're at, or frankly to drop further at all. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're teetering about looking at used card kind of sales, you're actually best off pulling the trigger now. How much you should pay for a used card? Well, that comes down to you and your personal situation with how much cash you want to splash. As I say, value is in the eye of the beholder. They don't really say this, I just made it up. Now, without going into too much detail, this is all on the low end of the market. But as you move up the stack, that price disparity from the mythological MSRP number seems to get even wider, while consumers hunt out for RTX 3070s, 80s, and even, while not as highly sought after, high-end AMD cards too. So GPUs are kind of one part of the puzzle, but what else is going on, Andy? Well, quite a lot, and some of it you won't even start to see for a few more weeks. I know what you're thinking. You came here for some upbeat news and instead I've just ruined your whole day, week, year. It's what I do, and it's what I do best. Sorry. Now, this all comes down to SSD prices being set to spike after two Western digital plants were contaminated. No, we're not going to be seeing any form of zombie apocalypse, but while you may have noticed that the whole market has been all over the place, SSDs were one of the only components not to have been affected, actually seeing lower prices now than back in 2020. Supply was good and, well, they're small items, meaning shipping container costs didn't have as much of an impact as they would on cases or graphics cards. Things were looking good. That was until Western Digital confirmed news that around 6.5 exabytes, that's 6.5 billion gigabytes of flash storage has been ruined due to a contamination issue at its NAND production facilities. What this means in the long run is that supply will dwindle as demand remains the same, creating kind of artificial demand issue, much like we've seen with GPUs. And if that happens, we all know what comes next. Prices go up. And now, while WD aren't the only player in town, the plants that have actually been affected are a joint venture between themselves and Kioxia, previously known as Toshiba, and reports state that 3D Bix NAND has been affected. Now, the big picture is that between these two giant brands, this accounts to around 30% or so of the market, with storage being supplied for a broad array of products. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's big news. So my advice again, right now, is to buy now. Especially if you're looking to upgrade your storage in the near future. There really is no point waiting because, in theory, it might actually cost you more money. But I can hear you typing away right now. What about the other brands who aren't affected? The likes of Seagate. Well, if you think that they won't see this as an opportunity to raise their own prices at the same time and, make a little bit more money, then you're a fool, my friend. A fool. I'm sorry, but it's true. What I'm trying to get at is that while the GPU crisis seamlessly kind of happened overnight and then just got worse as time went on, the impending SSD crisis, well, it hasn't actually happened yet. And now could actually be a good time to buy storage before kind of things get bad. Let's just hope that no scalpers see this video and try to take advantage of the situation before it happens. So GPUs, SSDs, it can't get any worse than that, can it? Actually, yes it can. While not as bad as the ongoing GPU crisis, monitors are a kind of fickle thing at the moment too, and for a few good reasons. The first being, what's the point? who needs a shiny new monitor if you don't have the graphics card to run it? And the second being that while 1080p is still the dominant resolution for gamers, at least according to the latest Steam hardware survey, the likes of 4K has risen, albeit by 0.02%. But with more users buying larger resolution displays with higher pixel density, it means that more power is needed to drive the displays, and this typically consists of up to 3 different chips. And right now, with 2 major manufacturers of chips in China and Taiwan, coupled with the lack of GPUs, there's still very much a global chip shortage. And this doesn't just stop at monitors either. Take a look at cars, for instance, like the Model 3 from Tesla, which if you were to order right now, you'll have an estimated delivery of August this year. And even then, it may come with some standard accessories needing to be retrofitted, like wireless charging for your smartphone and front USB ports. Again, shortages here, there, everywhere. So when will this all get better? I mean, it's still at this point too early to tell, and that's not my excuse to fob you off and to make a clickbaity video with no substance, as I always like making these videos to give you that bit of insider knowledge that you may not already know. And I'm passionate about being honest and upfront with our viewers about how the market is and how it could be heading, based on kind of our own industry sources. But right now, it's still a complete mess. And as explained in this video, it's not because of one reason and one reason alone. It's kind of everything combined, and almost every market has been affected worldwide. Sorry guys and girls, but that's just how it is. And right now, at this point in time, the end is nowhere to be seen. So kind of as we've learned over the last almost 2 years, you either have to continue to wait or pay over the odds for what you want. But do you know what you don't have to pay over the odds for? The eTeknix PC Maintenance Toolkit, with everything you need to build, repair, and maintain your PC. It even has tools for custom loop water cooling. Pick yours up on store.eteknix.com today. And with that, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know exactly what to do, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys.